Okay, so this is going to be our inventory management video. All right, so plain and simple, we're going to pretty much just go down the line here in our inventory spreadsheet, and we're going to be checking the price and also checking um, putting it into Amazon. All right, so first things first, you're just going to kind of go down here. All the links are here to all the different products. Some of them don't have the actual hyperlink, and sometimes you have to paste it into your browser, like this one. You just have to paste this into the browser. Okay, so we'll go ahead and do that just to illustrate it. So you'll have to paste it like that, and it'll load up. So right now the sale price is $2.25. We're gonna go ahead and add it to the bag. I know I said in an earlier video that I showed you guys that you're always gonna want to add it to your cart just to see it. So it's gonna add it. Then you're gonna actually go to the bag or cart, whatever website you're in, and it's sending me someplace weird. Don't just get away from that. Again, just go to the bag or the cart, whatever it is, for whatever the item is. All right. And Kohl's is nice. I don't have a lot of Kohl's, but they actually put the tax in there for you. Okay. So we're gonna look at this $249.10. Okay. So the price of this actually should be $249.10. Okay. And then our lowest price to list on this one actually should be $249.10, which is the actual cost of the item. All right. Let me back up actually. On Kohl's, it always puts the tax in, but not every place you're at, you're going to have the tax, okay? So for Kohl's, it's nice. They actually do it. So our lowest price to list in Kohl's is just the price plus the tax times 1.30%. All right, so that's what the lowest price to list is. We always want to be at least 30%. So as you're checking these, that's kind of what you're going to be going through and doing for me. So first things first, you're going to want to just kind of run down the list and check and see if they're out of stock. Okay, so for example, an overstock, out of stock looks like this. It's going to say this item is out of stock right here. Okay, so the first thing you're going to do then is say, oh no, it's out of stock. All right, so you're going to go over here to our manage inventory on Amazon, and you're going to put Home Carolina, because that's what the title was, Home Carolina, right? And it's going to pull up, and it's out of stock already. But if it wasn't, you would put 0 in here and then click save. All right, super, super important. So back to the Kohl's example, we just figured out our price on this item should be $323.83, right? Based on what the price we just found out is. All right. So we're now going to go over to our Repricer Express tool. Okay. And again, you'll have the login to this, so you won't have to worry about it. I know in the example, I'm not really doing that, but I just kind of want to give you, show you the whole, exactly what you're going to be doing, and then I'll make sure you have all the logins for all this stuff. All right. So for that particular example, our lowest price to list was higher than where it really needs to be, right? I don't remember what it was exactly, but it was like $500 or something, and really we can list it for $323. Okay, so we're going to log into our Repricer Express tool. And we're going to click over here on the left hand side. Okay. And right under here, the second toolbar here, you're going to click search by title, right? So the title in this particular one is 3-piece patio. So I always just go with the first couple words to try and find it first. If you can't find it, let me know. I'll be happy to help you out. So here it is. The spreadsheet actually didn't match, right? So 323.83 is what our lowest price should be. So we're going to go ahead and update that. Generally, the max is fine. I wouldn't worry too much about the max. You guys can leave that part alone. Unless you see something that's just like, you know, $300 off or something, shoot me an email on those particular items so I can maybe look at it and see if we want to change it. But most important thing is that our minimums are where they need to be so that we're not losing any money. Okay? So that's an easy example. I'm going to go down to one that might be a little more challenging. All right? Okay. So this item is $94.51 at Walmart. Remember what I said. Always add it to your cart. Okay, super important that you add it to your cart. So go ahead and add it. Okay, and this one has free shipping, right? So you know it's $94.51. Okay, so the cost of this item should be $94.51 times 1.08%. That's the average tax. Okay, so again, in this example, our cost was actually more than what was there. This is a perfect example. Okay, so that would mean this lowest price to list, which follows the whole entire spreadsheet, should actually be this number times 1.30%. Remember? So, whoa, we're way off, right? So we want to make sure we fix that. All right, so this is Safety First All-in-One Anna. This is a keyword with a lot of these toys is to look for the descriptive word. There's a lot of Safety First All-in-One convertible car seats, but Anna is the only one, right? So then we're going to go over to Repricer Express, and I'm going to use the word Anna because that should be a descriptor that comes up. And let's see, this looks like it's it. Safety First All-in-One Anna, right? Safety First All-in-One Anna. Cool. All right, so in this example, again, our lowest price to list should actually be $132.69. We calculated that. Well, here's a perfect example of something that goes on a lot in the spreadsheet, and I want you guys to do. So first things first, to make your lives easier when you're changing these prices, here. That way it's easier for you to find the next time around, okay? Because Repricer pulls directly from Amazon. And remember, when you're changing these prices, you don't have to go to Amazon. You go to Repricer. So let me back that up. If something's out of stock, you're going to find it and zero it out. Okay? If something is priced significantly higher, I want you to do two things. Okay? One, I want you to go over here and adjust that price, our minimum price, up. Okay, so in this example here, $132.69, that's what we want our minimum price to be. And our price right now is at $145, which is fine. That's perfect. All right, then we're going to confirm that. All right, first thing, fix that. If something's higher, also just shoot me an email. Let me know. Hey, Billy, Safety First All-in-One convertible car seat Anna is higher price. If something's lower in price, the same thing will happen. You're going to go in and adjust our minimum downward based on the math, right? So let me see if I can find one maybe that is a little lower. And actually, I think I know of one right now. This is why I need some people helping me out, working with me, because I have this spreadsheet needs some work. Okay. A lot of the items at the bottom all need to be into our repricer. So that's something you're going to do. But let me stress, it's a very important time for our business. We have a lot going on, and I'm excited to be able to bring hopefully not only one but two people along with me on this little journey. And I really need your help in fixing all of these issues. But first things first, run through the whole thing. Adjust your prices over here, or highlight it so that you know to come back to it. But first thing first, when you're checking through this, and I want you guys to try and do it twice a day. Okay, it shouldn't take more than 3 hours to run through the list. I want you to try and do that twice a day, that you run through and just check for out of stock. Okay, and that's the most important thing you can do. All right, as you're going through and looking, something I want you to do is go ahead and select 10. Okay, 10 is the quantity, and click add to cart when you're checking whether or not something's out of stock. All right, if there is less than 10, Walmart will let you know there's less than 10. And what you want to do, for example, let's say that this quantity said 5. Okay, what you would want to do in that instance is go over here, find the Mainstays Sonoma, and actually right now it's a suppressed item. So if you run into this with something, let me know, please. It's something that Amazon will do this to our listings from time to time, and it's something that I need to be aware of so that I can fix, because this is an example of something that I got to get fixed on my own. But anyway, you would come over here and you would select whatever the number was. So again, let's say this said, oh, there's only 5 available. Well, then you would come over here to Amazon and you would put 5 in and save it. That's going to help us so that we don't sell 10 of them if there are only 5 in stock. Okay. So let's go back to this example. You're going to always have to go to a cart to check out here. The formula that we're always following, and I'm going to ratchet this down to 1, right? We talked about we're only needing to know the price of 1, not a million. Let that update. This was added from earlier. Okay, so there's freight shipping, so our estimated order is $308.97, right? Well, then again, remember $308.97 is the cost plus shipping times 1.08 for our taxes. That's going to give us our cost, all right? And then our lowest price to list is our cost times 1.3%, 30%, okay? So our lowest price to list should be $433.79, all right? So we're going to go over here to repricer, and we're going to take a look at this one, all right, see where we're at. So $444 is what our minimum is now, and it can be $433.79. So again, sometimes you're going to find that the price is actually lower. You're going to want to adjust. I want you to go through the entire list and adjust things for out of stock. Now, I've already got some of these items as out of stock. Do me a favor, even if it says here that it's out of stock, if it is actually out of stock and you check the link and you see out of stock, right, for this particular one, you see it's out of stock, and you go back over here and you're like, oh, it's out of stock. Don't do that. Make sure and always go over to Amazon, go over to the inventory, find the item, and make sure it is out of stock over here. Don't trust the spreadsheet. All right. Secondly, once you've gone through the list and found all the out of stock items, you can also, as you're going through, if you find that there's only 5 left or 8 left, make notes of that next to each one of these. Okay. And once you've gone through the whole list and zeroed out all of the out of stock items, Then go back through and adjust the prices and go over to Amazon Repricer. Okay, because we want to make sure that our out of stock items are getting fixed immediately, because that's the biggest thing that can mess us up, is selling something that's out of stock. So go through the whole list first, then come back through and look at prices. Okay, and last thing, always add it to cart to figure out what the cost of the product actually is. That's going to enable you to see what the shipping is. Some items have free shipping, some do not. Okay, the cost is always going to be whatever the item price is plus shipping times 1.08%. That's going to take into account our taxes, and then our lowest price to list is that times 130%. This concludes the video.